They're controlling your mind, and you don't even see it happening. Every day, whether you notice it or not, people around you are subtly influencing your thoughts, your decisions, and even your emotions. Some of it is so small that it feels natural, but over time, these tiny manipulations shape the way you think and behave. Imagine a coworker complimenting your work. It seems harmless at first, but hidden inside the praise is a suggestion. I know you can handle this extra task because you're smart enough. Suddenly, you feel compelled to take on more than you should, not because you want to, but because you don't want to seem incompetent. Your brain wants to follow the path laid out for you, and this is just one example of how subtle suggestion works. It's the kind of influence that hides in casual conversation, in friendly advice, and even in everyday social media posts, all designed to nudge you in directions you barely notice. Now, add scarcity to the mix. Humans are wired to react to limited opportunities. When someone says, "I only have a few spots left," or "I don't have much time for people like you," your brain immediately starts to panic. You feel pressure, you feel urgency, and without even realizing it, you start rearranging your priorities, trying to win approval or not miss out. Scarcity creates a sense of hidden control because it taps into your fear of losing something, time, attention, or opportunity, making you more likely to comply without questioning. Think about a friend or partner who subtly makes you feel like their time is limited. You end up overcompensating, changing your schedule, and bending your rules to fit their expectations, all while believing it's your choice. Then there's gaslighting, the ultimate psychological trick. Gaslighting doesn't involve threats or overt manipulation. It's the art of making someone doubt their own perception of reality. You remember a conversation, a promise, or an event, and the other person insists it never happened. First, you brush it off, but over time, you start questioning your memory, your judgment, even your sanity. The subtle erosion of self-confidence is terrifying because it leaves you vulnerable and dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. Imagine arguing with someone about something you clearly remember, and they respond with calm certainty that you are wrong. Slowly, your brain begins to accept their version, and they gain control without ever raising their voice or issuing commands. Mirroring is another silent weapon in the manipulator's toolbox. Humans instinctively trust people who seem similar to them. Manipulators exploit this by copying your gestures, your tone, even your opinions. You meet someone new, and they laugh when you laugh, nod when you nod, and reflect your body language so perfectly that you immediately feel connected. This sense of connection lowers your defenses. You start to agree with them, make concessions, and even share personal thoughts without realizing that their friendliness is engineered. Mirroring is subtle, yet it has enormous power over how we perceive people and make decisions around them. Then comes the foot-in-the-door technique, one of the most cunning forms of manipulation. It starts with something tiny, a small favor, a simple agreement, and gradually escalates. You comply once, you comply twice, and before you know it, you're doing things you never imagined agreeing to. For instance, an online acquaintance might first ask your opinion on something trivial, then ask for personal advice, and eventually gain access to your private information. The requests feel harmless because each step is small, but cumulatively, they condition you to follow without realizing how far you've gone. This slow buildup is what makes the technique so effective and why manipulators can achieve control without ever forcing you. All of these techniques, subtle suggestion, scarcity, gaslighting, mirroring, and foot in the door, are incredibly effective because they exploit natural human psychology. We want to be liked, to belong, to make smart choices, and to avoid conflict or loss. Manipulators know this, and they use it against us every day, from work environments and friendships to romantic relationships and online interactions. They may appear charming, helpful, or completely ordinary, but beneath the surface, they are guiding your decisions, influencing your emotions, and shaping your reality in ways you barely notice. The scary truth is that most people never see it happening. By the time they realize they've been manipulated, it's too late. Their choices, their priorities, and even their beliefs have been subtly rewritten. But the good news is that once you recognize these patterns, you regain power. Awareness is your first defense. Once you can spot the tactics, you can pause, think critically, and decide for yourself instead of following the manipulator's path. Awareness isn't just power, it's freedom. and it's the key to breaking free from invisible influence that surrounds you every day. In the next video, we'll dive even deeper into the hidden manipulations that are almost impossible to detect. 5 invisible tricks people use to influence your mind without ever saying a word. Don't miss it.